Hello guys, welcome to DTW Tutorials. Welcome. So today's video is on the WAEC English 2020 prep. Okay, this is the first 40 OBJ questions solved. This is the part A of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. Alright, you know your paper 1 OBJ questions are made up of 80 questions. So this is the first 40 questions solved. This is part A. So expect part B. That's the next 40 questions solved. Alright, okay, and please do share this video with your friends, family, loved ones preparing for the forthcoming WAEC exam, which is just around the corner. Please do share to them, all right, so they can to support them in their forthcoming exam. And also, if it's your first time on this channel, DTW Tutorials is an educational channel on YouTube where we support students with free videos on maths, physics. This is English and other videos that would support you in your forthcoming exams. That's your exams like your WAEC, your JAM, your post-UME, name it, to support you in your exam. So if it's your first time, please try to click the subscribe button. This will support us to grow release, and also share this video with your friends, family, loved ones to help them in the exam. And please do also give this video a thumbs up, and giving this video a thumbs up helps promote it on YouTube. And if you have any questions, have any comments, please feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below of this video. And also on the DTW Tutorials blog, there's a blog, DTW Tutorials, that's www.dtwtutorials.com. You'll see your WAEC syllabus, that's your WASSCE syllabus for 2020. You're going to see that syllabus that will help you prepare, to help your reading every of the subjects used. You can see that and download that easily for free. I'm also going to leave a link to the syllabus for you, all right, in the video description box of this video. Okay, so also don't forget, Jesus Christ is coming soon. Give your life to Christ, for He is the way, He is the truth, and He is the life. And from us, DTW Tutorials, we say you are destined to win in your forthcoming WAEC 2020 exam. So don't panic, don't be scared, all right? You don't need to depend on malpractice. There are several videos here. There are videos on your maths, okay, OBJ. There's also theory, WAEC maths solved from 1 to 13, full complete, WAEC maths videos from 2017, 2018, 2019 solved here. So you don't need to depend on any malpractice. All right, that's why I'm also taking our time to do videos on English for you. So please, I'm also going to leave the link to all those videos in the video description box of this video. So please go through those videos, and I'm sure it's going to get you more than 80% ready for your exams. So don't panic, don't be scared. Just go through the videos, calm yourself, shake out every fear, then start studying. All right, so since you're very close to your exam, you need to practice. All right, so you're destined to win in this forthcoming exam. All right, so let's get on to solving this 40 OBJ English questions now. Question 1 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says, okay, we have a sentence here, but the English past question is divided into sections. That's for your paper 1. So this section 1, this is instruction. It says, in each of the following sentences, there's one underlined word and one gap. Okay, one underlined word and one word gap. From the list of words lettered A to D, choose the one that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the underlined word and that will at the same time, note this, at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Okay, so we're to choose the one that is nearly opposite in meaning of the underlying word. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, and that will at the same time correctly fill the gap in the sentence. Okay, so let's read the sentence. All right, it says, this is there's nothing here. This is though, there's nothing here. Okay, so it says, question 1 says, though my mother was convinced about the success of the business, a manager remained. A says skeptical, B says serious, C says confused, D says concerned. Okay, the right answer here is what? Skeptical. Okay, The right answer is what? Skeptical. And now, why is the answer skeptical? Remember, it is what? Nearly opposite what in meaning. Now, what's the meaning of the word convince? Convince means you are persuaded about something. Okay, you've made up your mind that this would work according to this sentence. All right. Now, the opposite of being convinced would be let's see. Skeptical means the person is what? Not convinced. Serious is not the opposite of what? Convinced. Confused definitely is not the what? Opposite of convinced. Okay, confused means you are unable to think clearly. That's the meaning of confused here. So it is not the opposite word of convinced. Convinced is you are persuaded and you're satisfied that something would work, okay, or you're persuaded to take this step, you're agreed to it, okay. So but confused cannot be the opposite of this, all right, because confused means you're unable to think what clearly. Now concerned, it is definitely not the opposite of what convinced, all right, because concern just mean you are worrying about a particular situation or worrying about somebody, okay. But the best word here in this option that is opposite to convince, which is being persuaded, is what? Skeptical. Skeptical means you are not convinced that something will work, okay. That's the meaning of skeptical. So the best option here is option A, which is what? Skeptical. Question 2 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English past question. Okay, we're still on most nearly opposite in meaning. Okay, that's your section 1. It says judgment should always be in favor of the innocent and not the. Definitely here the answer is not the word guilty, okay. That's the answer. Some people might feel the answer is accused. No, it's not accused. What does accused mean? Accused means someone who is charged with, okay, or is on trial for a crime, okay. Innocent means you've been tried and you've been cleared of whatever accusations on you, okay. And guilty means it's opposite. You've also been tried and you have been found what? Guilty, okay. So it's not accused. Don't make the mistake of picking accused. Accused means you've just been accused, you are on trial, you've not been tried, your trial has not ended, okay. So definitely you don't make the mistake of picking accused, because students, I know some students will be confused and go to pick accused. No, it is not accused, it is what? Guilty. That's the opposite in meaning of what? Innocent. So the judgment should always be in favor of the innocent and not the guilty. Option A is our answer here. Question 3 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English. It says Layi is quite reliable, but his sister is. We're still in the most nearly opposite in meaning, okay. This section, I think we have 10 questions on antonyms, okay, on this first section, all right. So it said Layi is quite reliable, but his sister is. A says unswerving, okay, B says untrustworthy, C says deceptive, D says pretensions, okay. Now someone who is reliable is someone who you can depend on, all right, is you trust the person at any point or instance in time to be dependable, okay. You trust that this person, you can rely on this person, all right. So it means trusting someone to do something, that the person is always dependable, okay. So that's what the meaning of this word means, reliable, okay. But his sister is definitely the opposite in meaning, will be what? Option what? B, which is what? Untrustworthy, okay. You can't really trust the person to depend on the person, all right. And some will pick unswerving. What unswerving means is someone who is not changing, who is steady, who is constant. That's what unswerving is, okay. But here the opposite definitely will be what? Untrustworthy. C said deceptive. No, it's not deceptive, all right, because deceptive means corny and can deceive, all right. Pretentious means a pretender. But the best most nearly opposite in meaning, okay, the best answer here, the best option for us to choose is what? Untrustworthy, which is option B. Question 4 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says, we're still on antonyms here, okay. That's most nearly opposite in meaning. It says the gullible and not the dash usually fall prey to tricksters, okay. So what's the opposite of what? Gullible? All right, gullible is someone who, you're easily convinced. You can easily be tricked. Okay, that's what it means. You can easily, someone just come tell you, like, for instance, all this internet mail fraud. They just send you a mail, please donate this to help this and all that, and you just instantly just send money to the person without confirming the source of that particular mail. Okay, that's being gullible. All right, so it says the gullible are not the, so the opposite in meaning of gullible, what would this be? Okay, it says unfriendly. No, we're not looking at you being a friend or not. It says carefree. No, this says brave. No, not brave. It says D says here discerning. The right word to use here is what? Discerning. All right, so what discerning means, you have good judgment. All right, gullible means you don't have good judgment on a particular situation, but discerning is the right word here. So our right option here is option D. So our right opposite in meaning word here is what? Discerning, which is option D. Question 5 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. Okay, we're still on antonyms. It says terms humility contrast with his brother's dash. Humility is being modest. You're humble. That's what humility means. So he said it contrasts with his brothers. The opposite of humility, let's see the options here. So we have haughtiness. Okay, I would go for haughtiness, but let's check others. B says stubbornness, C says gentleness, D says quietness. Stubbornness. No. Question 6 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. It says the life of man appears long, but in reality it is dash. Now, what's the right option here? We're looking for the opposite in the word long. Okay, that's the most nearly opposite in meaning to this underlined word. Then fill it in this gap. All right, so long means prolonged, lengthy. Now, what's the first option here? Brief. Brief says brief. Okay, brief means to make shorter or something that would not last long. That's the meaning of brief. Well, this is actually the right answer. Okay, but let's look at the other options here. Quick. Quick. What does quick means? Quick means rapid, fast. Okay, it won't be the opposite of long here. All right, it can't be the opposite of long, because long means prolonged, lengthy. Quick means fast. So in reality it is fast. No, it is wrong. C means C, which is what? Shortened. Shortened means to make shorter, like to make your trouser shorter, to shorten your trouser and all. That's what shortened means. So it can't mean it can't be the opposite of long here. Okay, we're talking of someone's life here. All right, D says stunted. Okay, and stunted here, what does it mean? Stunted means to hamper growth, like to inhibit growth. Okay, so and for example, trees, when you see a tree and is stunted, okay, that's its growth has been hampered. That's what it means here. All right, so we are looking for the opposite in the word long. That's prolong, and the best answer here, as I said earlier, is what? Brief, where brief is not lasting for long. So the right option here, that's opposite in meaning to this word long, is what? Brief. So our right option here is option A. It's not the direct opposite of humility. Okay, gentleness, no. Quietness, no. I think the best word here is haughtiness. Okay, you're high-minded. Humility means low-minded. You're modest and all that in the things you do. Okay, but haughtiness means you're arrogant. You're high-minded. Okay, so the best option here, which is opposite in meaning to humility, will be what? Haughtiness, which is option A. Question 7 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says, in the interest of peace, it is better to dialogue, this is 2, than to be dash. Okay, it is better to dialogue. This is the word. I want to find the opposite in meaning of this word. So dialogue means, talk peacefully. Okay, you dialogue, talk peacefully. All right, you converse peacefully. Okay, than to be. C says controversial. Controversial, is it the opposite of dialogue? No. Controversial is just, disagreements. All right, that's the meaning of controversial. B says rational. Rational means being logical. Okay, to reason with something. C says confrontational. D says forceful. Okay, the best word here, in the interest of peace, it is better to dialogue, all right, since we're looking at talking peacefully, than to be. Definitely, the meaning of confrontational means, you talk aggressively. All right, that's the meaning of being confrontational. All right, you talk dealing with a situation in an aggressive manner. That's the meaning of what? Confrontational. So the best option here would be what? C. That's the opposite to dialogue, would be what? Confrontational. It can be forceful. The near opposite in meaning to the word dialogue is what? Option C, which is what? Confrontational. That's talking aggressively, dealing with a situation aggressively. Question 8 of the WASSCE 2019 English past questions, that's a WAEC English exam. It says all the wealth amassed by a greedy father is often dashed by undisciplined children. Okay, all the wealth amassed by a greedy father. What's the meaning of the word amassed here? Amassed means, to gather, to collect something, a particular thing over a period of time. So all the wealth that's gathered by a greedy father is often that. So the opposite in meaning to this word, the best word I will fill in the gap here is option A says destroyed. No, not destroy. Destroy means to demolish, to knock down. We're talking of wealth here, so it can be knocked down or demolished. Okay, B says scattered. Scattered means thrown away. All right, that's what it means. So C says squandered. Yes, this is the right word here, and that's the opposite to this meaning and would suit this sentence well. Squandered means to misuse, to spend recklessly, foolishly. That's the meaning of the word squandered. And D says ruined. Ruined means to destroy, also means to destroy. So the best word here is was squandered, which is option C. So all the wealth amassed by a greedy father is often squandered by undisciplined children. Option C. Question 9 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says, many people find cod liver oil disgusting, but soldier finds it dash. Okay, so what's the opposite of the word disgusting? What does disgusting mean? Disgusting means something that's repellent, repulsive, okay, to you. For instance, some people find, this mosquito coil is quite it's repellent to them or repulsive. For mosquitoes, the mosquito coil to mosquitoes is repellent. Okay, all right. But some other people can find this smell. I've seen people that sleep with mosquito coil, and it's quite nice, sweet. There is a sweet smell to them. All right. So the best opposite in meaning of this disgusting from our option here, we says refreshing, medicinal. C says pleasant. D says bitter. It's definitely what? Pleasant. Okay, the opposite in what? So just finds it pleasant. If you look at this option A, it might trick you to want to pick it, but refreshing means revitalizing. Okay, bringing, like, gives you more life. But here, disgusting, we're looking at something that we're looking at something that is repulsive, is repelling. Okay, so we're not looking at something that will take life out of you. That's not what disgusting means. Refreshing means it's revitalizing. All right, so the best opposite in meaning of disgusting in this option is what pleasant, and not bitter, because you're not tasting. All right, disgusting also doesn't involve any tasting. It doesn't also involve anything medicinal. So the best word that is opposite to the word disgusting is what? Option C, which is what? Pleasant. Question 10 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says the arrival of the riot police at our campus dash the tension rather than to mitigate it. Okay, mitigate, dash the tension rather than to what? Mitigate it. Okay, so this is mitigate. What does mitigate means? Mitigate means to reduce, to diminish. All right, that's what mitigate means. So the opposite of the word mitigate now. That's what we have to fill in here. So the arrival of the riot police at our campus dash detention. Lengthen, the A says lengthen, no. Lengthen is to make long. Okay. B says heightened. Yes, I would pick heightened. Heightened means to increase. Okay, mitigate means to what? Reduce. All right, so I would pick heightened. Okay, so the right answer is heightened, but let's see the option. But let's see the other options. Okay, so C says prolonged. Prolonged means also to lengthen. Okay, so to lengthen something. All right, and we're not looking at lengthen here. We're looking at because the word here says mitigate, which is reduce. So definitely the opposite of mitigate was to increase. D is not the right answer at all. D says create. No, created, I mean, no, it's not. All right, we're looking at the opposite in the meaning of the word mitigate, which is what? To heighten. So the arrival of the riot police at our campus heightened the tension rather than mitigate it. So our right option is option B. Question 11 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English. Now we are at the section 2, okay, of the OBJ paper 1. It says from the words lettered A to D, choose the word that best completes each of the following sentences. So each of these following sentences, okay, we're going to have 10 questions on this. I think from question 11 to question 20. Yes, to question 20. Okay, that's 10 questions. So let us start. Question 11 says investigations revealed that the senior students dashed the juniors to throw stones at the principal's car. Okay, option A says infuriated. Okay, infuriated means to, anger someone, to make someone very angry. All right. Okay, so someone can be very angry but not do something bad. All right. So it might not best complete the statement. Let's go forward. B says integrated. Integrated means to unify. Okay, to unite people, or okay, to desegregate. That's what integrated means. So here you can unify the junior ones, but it might be to a good cause too. All right, not to throw stones. Then C says instigated. All right, and this is the best word here. Why? Because instigated means to incite someone to do something especially bad. Okay, instigate someone to steal. That's what to instigate. Now D says instituted. Now instituted is just establish a policy and all that. Okay, that's the meaning of the word instituted. Now from here, the right answer here is what? Instigated. Okay, which is to what? To incite someone to do something bad. All right, so we're going to pick option C, which is our right option. Okay, which is investigations reveal that the senior students instigated the juniors to throw stone at the principal's car. Question 12 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English. It says the Supreme Court dashed the ruling of the lower court. Okay, so we're to find the word that best completes this one statement. Now you can see this statement is all about law. Okay, so definitely we have to look at the register of law. Okay, what are the words that are used in the court or in any law proceedings? Okay, so here we have the Supreme Court dashed the ruling of the lower what? Court. So the right option here is option what? A. Okay, which is what? Nullified. The Supreme Court nullified the ruling of what? The lower court. What does nullify mean? Nullify means is to make what? Legally null and void the ruling of the what? Lower court. So abuse. What does abuse means? Is to use something in the wrong way. C is proclaim. Proclaim means to just announce officially, and D says means cancel. Cancel is just to scrap and call off. But the best word that would best complete this statement, since we're looking at the legal system, all right, that's law. Okay, the best word used in the law register is what? Definitely what? Nullified. All right, the Supreme Court made what? Null and void the ruling of the lower court, which is what? Nullified. That's the meaning of the word nullified. All right, and our right option here is option what? A. So A is the answer, nullified. Question 13 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English. Okay, we're still looking at the this section 2, the word that best completes each of the following sentence. Okay, so question 13 says the board has dashed the film because it contains some nude scenes. Okay, when you come to the entertainment industry and movie making, okay, the board, when you look at the board of each the film board of each country. Okay, if there are some things in a movie that isn't acceptable, like this question says, because it had some nude scenes, okay, the board will censor that particular movie, all right, or the film, I mean movie or a film, all right. So the board will censor that particular film because of some particular scenes that are unacceptable for public viewing. Okay, from here the best word that completes this sentence is what option B, which is what censored. A says edited. No, edited means to, to change something. C says examined, that's to test and inspect something. D says isolate, keep out of the way, keep remote. And but the best one here when it comes to a film board is to censor it. It won't be played by any broadcasting station in that particular country. So that's what the word censored means. So the board has censored the film because it contains some nude scenes. So the right option here is option B. Question 14 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's a WAEC English. It says, many young graduates have dashed to the west in search of greener pastures. Many young graduates have dashed to the west in search of greener pastures. Okay, when you leave a particular location to another, it means to what? Emigrate. All right, it's not hurried, it's not abscond, it's not flown. All right, it means what? To what? Emigrate. All right, so the right option here is option B. Okay, many young graduates have emigrated to the west in search of what? Greener pastures. All right, hurried means what? Rushed. Abscond, what does abscond means? Also to live in a hurry or secretly. And flown means definitely to fly out of a country. All right, so the best word here that would complete this sentence is what? Emigrate. All right, which is many young graduates have what? Emigrated to the west in search of greener pastures. Question 15 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says the committee let her go because they considered her explanation dash. Okay, so we're looking for the best word that would complete this sentence. Okay, because her explanation was A says permissible, that's allowable. Okay, we're looking at a committee here. B says clear, that's understandable. C says plausible. Okay, plausible means what? Is believable. That's an explanation. And when you talk about plausible, it means someone who explains something and is believable. All right, to someone. All right, that's the person makes a statement or an argument that is believable. All right, and D says necessary. Necessary just means being a necessary explanation. No. So here the committee found the interview with her or interrogation with her was plausible. Explanation was believable and credible. Okay, so the right option here is what? Option C, which is what? Plausible. Question 16 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says the company has paid dividends to its dash. Okay, A says buyers, B says wholesalers, C says shareholders, D says consumers. Okay, now look at the statement. The main word here is what? Dividends. Now the best word that would complete anything here, we're looking at companies, limited liability companies, and to have dividends. To get paid dividend means you must have bought shares from a company, and which means you're a shareholder. All right. So this word here, buyers, doesn't fall in the register of dividends and being a shareholder. Wholesalers, no. Consumers, no. The best word here is what? Shareholders. All right. Right. Dividends can only be paid to people that bought shares from that company, and people that buy shares from a company are called what? Shareholders of that company. So the right option here is option C. Question 17 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. It says within 1 year that country has dashed its currency 5 times. Okay, here it says reduce, B says devalued. Devalued, you can only devalue or revalue a currency, so I would put this option at heart, but let's go forward. The C says revamped. D says deface. No. Okay, so the best word that will complete this sentence is what? Devalued. Okay, what a country can do to its currency is either devalue it or revalue it. Okay, right now in Nigeria, I think some few weeks back, the CBN devalued our naira. Okay, devalued means what? To reduce the official value in relation to other currencies, just like reduce the official value of naira in relation to the dollar. That's what we do in our country, Nigeria. Devalue means just a downward adjustment. All right, while revalued, sometimes you might see in your option revalued. Okay, revalue means an upward what? Adjustment. So the right option here for this question, this sentence is within 1 year that country has what? Devalued its currency 5 times. So option B. Question 18 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says the man was arrested because he dashed in the repayment of the loan. Okay, A says paused, no. B says delayed, no. C says deferred, no. Okay, D says what? Defaulted. All right. Okay, you can only get arrested not when you pause, not when you delay, okay, not when you defer, okay. It's when you will default in paying what? That particular what? Loan. Okay, when you default means what? You fail to pay it. Your fulfillment, you might have agreed to pause, all right, the loan a particular time, and you didn't, after the pause time you didn't pay, then it comes into a default. You defaulted the repayment of the loan, so you get arrested. When you get arrested for repayment of a loan is when you have what? Defaulted. All right, you might have agreed to delay it for a bit hoping to pay. You might have agreed to defer it. Defer means to postpone to a later date agreed with the particular company, but when you get arrested is when you finally do not pay the loan. You've defaulted. All right, and the right option here is option what? D. The man was arrested because he defaulted in the repayment of the loan. Question 19 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says many members of political parties dash to opposing parties just before elections. It's just like what's happening here in Nigeria. Okay, people from PDP going to APC, people from APC going to PDP when we approach the election date. Okay, so the right word when you see people jumping from one party to another, it's the right word is what? Defect. Okay, that's what you use. Use the right word defect, not depart. Okay, depart means to just leave, that's to go. Okay, but defect, what defect means is what? To disown your allegiance to a particular country or political party to another. Okay, you just disown it. All right, so that's the meaning of defect. Change, no, that's not the word. That's not the word you use in this statement, in this sentence. Okay, it is what? Defect. All right, so many members of political parties defect to opposing parties. When you're a political party, you agree, you are in allegiance to them, but when you leave it to another one, you have what? Defected. All right, so the political parties defect to opposing parties just before election. So our right option is what? Option C, defect. Question 20 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says the boy must have dashed the disease from the school. It's just that like the COVID that's happening now around the world. Okay, definitely it is not received, it is not taken. It is definitely what? C, contracted. Okay, for a disease you contract a disease. All right, C says D, carried. No, you don't carry a disease. Okay, so the best word here for this particular sentence is what? Contracted. Okay, you contract an infectious what? Disease. Okay, it's an infectious disease that can be what? Contracted from one person to another. So the boy must have what? Contracted the disease from the school. Question 21 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. Okay, this is the beginning of the section 3, okay, which is another 10 questions from question 21. We're going to take it down to 30, question 30. Okay, so this section 3 says, after each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretations is given. choose the interpretation that is most appropriate for each sentence. Okay, so this section 3 is all about idioms. So you have an idiomatic expression. Okay, so in the sentence you try to find that idiomatic expression, and you find the most appropriate meaning in the option. Okay, so for the question 1, it's for the question 21, it says the class captain got cold feet. Okay, this is the idiom here. Got cold feet when he was asked to lead the protest. This means that the class captain became, A says nervous, B says afraid, C says concerned, D says calm. Definitely to get cold feet is to become scared, to become afraid. Okay, so the best option here is option B. Okay, that's the most appropriate meaning. All right, question 22 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says street traders often try to palm their customers off with faulty goods. This means that street traders are, okay, see where's the idiom here? It said the street traders often try to palm their customers off. So it's what? To palm off. That's the idiom here. To palm off. Okay, so what's the meaning of to palm off? All right, to palm off means to trick someone. That's the idiomatic meaning. Okay, that's the meaning of this idiomatic word expression. To what? That is to trick someone, to deceive someone, defraud someone of with something what inferior. That's what palm off means. Okay, so the street traders often try to palm their customers off with what? Faulty goods. Okay, so to trick someone with something that is less what? Inferior. That's meaning of what? Palm off. So what would be the best meaning? And the option here said trick customers into buying faulty goods. Yes, this is the right one. B says assist customers. No, not assist. C says ask for a lot of money for faulty goods. No. D says are ready to swap faulty goods for good ones. No. The best option here, the most appropriate interpretation is what? Option what? A, which is what? To trick customers into buying what? Faulty goods. That's the meaning of to palm off. All right, to palm off, that is to trick, deceive, defraud someone with something that is what? Inferior. Question 23 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exams. It says he has broken new ground in cancer treatment with his drug. This means that he has, now what is the idiomatic expression here? Is what? Broken new ground. Okay, so what's the meaning of broken new ground? Broken new ground is to done what has not been done. Okay, introduce something, just like Thomas Edison inventing the bulb light. It has never been done. It is what? To what? Break new ground. That's the meaning of break new ground. So he has broken new ground in cancer treatment with his drug. So it means A, being highly acclaimed. No. B means introduce a new method in cancer treatment. Definitely introduce a new method. C says solved all cancer problems. No, we're not looking at this. Introduce a new method. Okay, that's broken new ground. D says thought of a new drug for cancer. Thought, he has not done anything yet. He's just thinking. Okay, but broken new ground is you have done it already. You introduced it. So definitely the right, most appropriate answer, okay, interpretation to this broken new ground, to this sentence is what? B, which is what? Introduce a new method in cancer treatment. Question 24 of your WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says the principal stood her ground even when the students revolted. This means that the principal, what's the idiomatic expression here? Is what? Stood her ground. This is it. Stood her ground. Okay, the principal stood her ground even when the students revolted. Now, standing your ground is what? You don't compromise, you don't yield to whatever external factors or influence, taking your decision and you maintain it. Okay, so this means that the principal, A says maintained. Definitely this is the answer. Well, let's go forward for any better interpretation. Maintain her position. B says remain standing. No. C says refuse to listen. D says condemn the protest. I mean, so the best answer is not remain standing. Okay, remain standing as the person just stands where she was. No. Refuse to listen? No. Condemn the protest? No. It is what? Standing one's ground is what? Maintaining your position in a particular decision. Okay? So the right and best, most appropriate answer is what? Option A. Question 25 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says, looking after young children can tax one's patience. This means that looking after children can this is the idiomatic expression here. Can tax one's what? Patience. Okay, so I'm a testimony to this one. It can really tax one's patience. Okay, and what does this idiomatic expression means? It means you need a lot of endurance. All right, when you're looking after young children, especially babies, toddlers, you need a lot of what? Endurance. A says pleasant. No, it's not pleasant. But B says what? Requires what? Endurance, which is what? The right answer. C says a lot of fun. Oh, no, no. D says it takes time. The best interpretation for this particular idiomatic expression is what? Tax one's patience means it requires what? Endurance to look after young children. So your right option here is option B. Question 26 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says, when the show was about to begin, we were at 6s and 7s. This means that we were, okay, so the idiomatic expression here is we were at what? 6s and 7s. Okay, so what this means is to be what? Confused. When you are at your 6s and 7s, it means to be what? Confused. Okay, it is not in groups. It doesn't mean to be in groups. It doesn't mean to be excited or far away. It means to be what? Confused. So this is the interpretation of this idiomatic word expression. Okay, to be confused is to be at your what? 6s and 7s. Question 27 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says, my aunt's rough driving could make one tear one's hair out. This means that her driving could make one. Now, this is the idiomatic expression here. Could make one tear one's hair out. Okay, so what does this mean? All right, it means you have to get very very worried. All right, could make one tear one's hair out is to what? Get very what? Worried. Okay, so option A says to lose the hair on your hair on one's head. No, which is wrong. It says to feel very sad. No. Option C says to get worried, which is the right option. D says to feel like crying. No. Okay. The idiomatic expression could make one tear one's hair out is what? To get very very what? Worried. All right. So the right option here is option C. Question 28 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. It says, we never expected that father would read you the riot what? Act. Okay, this means that our father, so this is the expression, the idiomatic expression, read you the what? Riot act. The meaning of this idiomatic expression is to what? To give a very harsh warning, okay? To warn you about something, all right? So this means that our father, A says, taught us the riot act. B says, caution us not to be involved in riots. C says, warn us to stop making trouble. D says, encourage us to make trouble, okay? So the right option here is what? Option C, which is what? Warned us to stop making trouble. Okay, reading reading the riot act to someone is not about riots. It's a warning, a harsh warning to stop doing something. All right. Okay, so it's not about riots. It says here, taught us the riot act. No. Caution us not to be involved in riots. No. It is what? Warn us to stop making what? Trouble. So this is the right option, option C. Question 29 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. Okay, it says, you will certainly break his heart if you tell him that. This means that telling they would. So this is the idiomatic expression here, break his heart. Okay, so breaking someone's heart is is emotional, making someone very sad. All right, so it means the most appropriate interpretation for this option A says make him very sad. Yes, I would pick this. Let's go on further first. It said meet his expectation. No. C says greatly disappoint him. You might disappoint someone and still the person might not be sad, or it might not heavily weigh on his emotions at that particular time. So D says make him confirm his suspicion. No. Breaking someone's heart is making someone sad. So the best option here, the right option here is what make him sad. So it's option A. So make him very sad. This very also is important because it's about breaking someone's heart. Okay, so make him very sad. This is the right option A. Question 30 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, which is the WAEC English exam. This is the last question for section 3. It says, he is at a crossroad of his life. This means that it is time for him to, now the idiomatic expression is at, okay, when someone is at a crossroad, all right? When you are at a crossroad, okay, it means that this is a very, very important stage of your life, very, very important, okay, point of your life. All right, so from here, let's get the best interpretation from this option. A says make a very important decision. Okay, so is that I would pick this. Let's go on first. Say retrace the steps. No, it's not about retracing your step. C says make peace with everyone. No. D says take matters seriously. No. Okay, the best appropriate answer for this particular question, he is at a crossroad of his life, is he's about to what make, this means that it is time for him to what make a very important what decision. All right, that is being at your crossroad in life. Just like when you're about to get into university, you are at a particular crossroad of your life. You have to make the important decision of what course to take, what school to take. And even when you get into school, you also have that important decision of what grades you want to make. Okay, are you a party student or you are a go-getter, a serious student going for first class? You have to also make that important decision when you are at that crossroad of your life. So the right option here is option A. Question 31 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. This is section 4, and the section 4 says from the words lettered A to D below. That's this question from 31 to 40. This will be from 31 to 40. Below each of the following sentence, okay, choose the word or group of words that is nearest in meaning to the underlying word as it is used in the sentence. So we're looking at nearest in meaning, which is what synonyms. Okay, so nearest in meaning, that's what we're looking at. All right. So question 31 says Amina is fond of making derogatory remarks about, this is about her brother. Okay, derogatory. Okay, so what's the nearest in meaning to derogatory? Okay, what does derogatory means? Okay, derogatory remarks means, you know, you belittle someone, you're disrespectful of the person, you know, you belittle the person. All right, very disrespectful attitudes or remarks. That's what it means. So the nearest in meaning in this option A says inconsiderate. Inconsiderate means being insensitive, or you know, you don't before you don't think about something before you do it. Okay, thoughtless. All right, discreet means you know, you're very careful with your speech. All right, to keep something confidential. C means unnecessary. D means belittling. Okay, so the right word, which is nearest in meaning to derogatory, is what? Belittling. Okay, belittling. All right, that's, you know, you belittle someone with your remarks, with whatever you say. All right, so Amina is fond of making belittling remarks about her brother. So option D is the right answer. Question 32 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's your WAEC English exam. It says his jail terms are to run concurrently. Okay, his jail terms are to run concurrently. So we're looking at the nearest meaning of this word, concurrent. All right, and that would be, let us see, consistently. Option A says consistently. No, consistently means what? You know, on every occasion. Okay, that's constant. All right, first of all, what does concurrently mean? What does it mean? It means at the same time. When you do something concurrently, let's say you're doing maybe a PG in Unilag and also doing an online course in another university abroad. So you're doing both at the same time. That's concurrently. So simultaneously. That's what concurrently means, at the same time. All right. Or the consistently means, you know, on every occasion. All right. Alternately means, you know, you alternate between one after the other. one after the other. That's, you do this one first before you do another one. Simultaneously means what? At the same time. Okay, and D says consecutively. Consecutively means, when you have consecutive numbers, 1 2 3, one after the other without interruption. That's what consecutively means. So we do things without interruption. But concurrently here means what? Simultaneously, at the same time. So the best word that's nearest in meaning and would suit this particular statement is what? Simultaneously, which is what? Option C. Question 33 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. It says, here's a man who comes from a background of entertainment. Now, the word here is comes from what? A background, okay? Now, coming from a background means, a culture. He has come from a culture of what? Entertainment, all right? Just like coming from a background of commerce. Like an Igbo man coming from a background of commerce. Every Igbo man wants to do business, okay? So that's a background, that's a culture, all right? So the best option here, A says what? An experience. No, not experience. Experience can just be within a time frame, all right? B says a place. We're not talking of a place, okay? C says culture. Yes, a way of life. That's what we're looking at. Culture. Okay, this is the right answer here. Culture. D says mood. No, this is what's wrong. Okay, so our right answer here is what? Culture. So it comes from a culture of what? Entertainment. This is the right option. Question 34 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. It says, she has always been grateful that you saved her from kidnappers. Okay, so grateful. What's the nearest in meaning to the word grateful here? Grateful means, you're thankful. You're grateful to God. That's the word, thankful. Okay, so here, the first one says content. No, we're not talking of being content, okay? It says comforted. No, it's not comforted. All right. C says happy. It's not happy. Definitely the answer here is option D, which is what? Thankful. Some people, someone would go on to pick content. No, content means being satisfied or pleased, which is not close to being grateful. Being grateful is you have a heart of thanks to someone. Okay, so it is what? Option what? D, being what? Thankful. So she has always been thankful that you saved her from kidnappers. Question 35 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. It says the whole place was in turmoil when we got there. Okay, turmoil. What does it mean? It means what? In confusion, in turbulence. Okay, that's meaning of what? Turmoil. It was in confusion, in turbulence. All right. So when we got there, okay. A says confusion. This is the best bet. This is my best bet here. The B says disturbance. No, not disturbance. C says mourning. Okay, not mourning. Not mourning is about weeping, crying, agitation, everywhere being agitated. No, the whole place was in turmoil. Okay, that's in confusion. All right, in confusion, that's the meaning. All right, or in turbulence. All right, so the right option here is option what? A, which is the whole place was in confusion when we got there. Question 36 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. It says Charles' concern for Anna is affected. Okay, what does this mean? What does affected mean? Affected means is what? Pretentious. All right, is that's the word. That is very, very pretentious. All right, not sincere. Okay, that's what affected means. All right, so the right option for this is definitely the first word, which is what? Insincere. B says incorrect. It can't be affection. It can't be incorrect. C says weak. D says unfair. So Charles' concern for Anna is what? Insincere. That's the meaning of affected. It's very pretentious. So the right the nearest in meaning to this underlined word used in the sentence is what? Option what? A, which is what? Charles' concern for Anna is insincere. Question 37 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. It says corporal punishment is meant to be a deterrent to indiscipline. Okay, what's the meaning of the word deterrent? Okay, deterrent means to discourage. Okay, something that you do to discourage someone from doing something. Okay, that's corporal punishment is meant to discourage people for being indisciplined. That's what this statement means. So that's the meaning of the word deterrent, to discourage. All right. The first option says remedy, no. B says measure, no. C says what, discouragement, which is what's right. D says prevention, no. That's not the meaning of the word deterrent. All right. All right. Okay, so it means from here, corporal punishment is what would discourage people from what, being what, indiscipline. All right, so deterrent means to a thing that will discourage someone from doing something. So the right option here is corporal punishment is meant to be a discouragement to indiscipline. So our right option is option C. Question 38 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question. That's a WAEC English exam. It says the new bank is fast becoming insolvent. All right, what's the meaning of the word insolvent? Definitely bankrupt. All right, not inactive, not ineffective, not lax. All right, the meaning of the word insolvent is what, being what, bankrupt. Okay, when you say a bank is what, insolvent, it means the bank is becoming what, bankrupt. All right, so this the nearest meaning to this word insolvent. So our answer is what, option C. Question 39 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, that's your WAEC English exam. It says he did all he could to defend his master. All right, he did all he could to defend his master. So the word here is what, defend. So what does it mean to defend? Defend is what, to protect. All right, to protect, that's to guard. All right, that's the meaning of the word defend. So A says fortify. No, not fortify. Fortify means arming yourself with maybe fortify yourself with ammunitions. Okay, all right. And B says secure. Some people might quickly pick secure as defend. Secure means to acquire, to obtain something, to secure something for yourself. All right. C says to protect. Definitely this is the word. To defend is to what, to protect something. D says cover. No, not cover. All right. So the best word here that is nearest in meaning to the word defend is what, to protect. So he did all he could to protect his master. Option C. Question 40 of the WASSCE 2019 English past question, which is your WAEC English exam. This is the last question we're going to do for this part A, while we're going to do the next 40 question in the part B. Okay, all right, so not to make this video too long, that's why I'm splitting this video into two. So this is the first 40 question, then the next one will be the next 41 to 80 question of your paper one. All right, so it says, I hope the principal would be gracious enough to forgive us. The word here is gracious. Okay, now gracious, you can use gracious in two folds. Okay, when it comes to divinity, like showing divine grace. All right, the meaning of the word gracious will be merciful. All right, so don't just quickly just speak merciful. Here we're looking at what, a principal. All right, I hope the principal will be gracious enough to forgive us. Now when it comes to someone showing grace, okay, to someone else, all right, it means what, being what, kind, being polite. Okay, so it means the person is being polite, kind, and cautious enough to forgive the person of a lower status. So here, I hope the principal, the best word here will be, I hope the principal will be polite enough to what, forgive us. Okay, so it's not cordial. Cordial means friendly. It's not gentle. Gentle doesn't fit in at all into the word gracious. Okay, the right word here is option what, B, which is what, polite. So I hope the principal would be polite enough to what, forgive us. So this is a right option and not what, merciful. Merciful, you use it when it speaks of Christian beliefs and showing divine grace. All right, so here you can see there's nothing like God would be gracious enough to forgive. This is a person to a person. All right, so the right answer here is option B, which is what, polite. All right, thank you for staying tuned to the all right, so thank you for staying tuned to the end of the first part of the WASSCE 2019 English paper 1 past questions. So expect more of English past questions solved and explained on the DTW tutorials channel, and feel free to comment below any questions you have. Please feel free to comment, and don't forget to share and also subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up. It's going to help this channel to be promoted on YouTube. And we have other videos, all right, maths videos, physics videos on the channel that would help you share with your friends, family, and loved ones preparing for the WASSCE exam. All right, so thank you, and don't forget, Jesus Christ is coming soon. Give your life to Christ. Repent and give your life to Christ. Okay, for He's the way, He's the truth, and He is the life. All right, and He's coming back so soon. So thank you from DTW Tutorials. Don't forget that you're destined to win also in your forthcoming exams and also in life. All right, thank you, and see you in our next video. Bye.